Hi everyone. Okay, so it's Wednesday. It's our live video day, and well, actually, we're gonna talk about last week's subject because I was stuck in Toronto and I completely forgot about it. So I'm sorry about that. Well, I didn't forget on Wednesday. I forgot on Tuesday to do it because I would miss last week's video.
Yeah.
So last week's subject was how to kind of incorporate your how do I say that? Sorry.
Incorporate the family
In your meal
with
plan.
the meal plan to make it easier.
Yeah, how to make it easier for everyone in your family to get on board with healthy eating, because we get that a lot actually, like from our client that find how like they end up doing 2 meals or 2-3 meals.
That it's a barrier. Yeah, they feel like they have to do 2 meals. It's too much work because the family doesn't come in.
Yeah. So we're gonna give you tips and trick how to kind of make the process easier if you have like a family and there's a lot of people in the group that maybe have young kids. So just to kind of make the whole, or maybe they have like picky eaters at home, how to make that process
picky loved one.
Yeah. Okay. So well, my first tip would be for you. The first step is actually tell your family members that you're doing this. If they don't know what you're doing, it's hard for them to support you. So make sure that they know that they are aware that you're doing this, and keep them accountable of your progress. Like, you know, when you're struggling or it's going well, or, you know, you lose pound or when you gain, or tell them, share that with them so they can actually help a little bit.
Yeah, or even tell your kids, Mama's having a rough day, and it kind of changes that dynamic, and then they might want to help you instead.
Yeah.
I know that's what happens with my daughter. If I'm having a stressful day, things didn't go the way I planned, so I get all frustrated. Of course, if you get in the kitchen, you're kind of still high-strung from the day, but having someone there to say, you know what, I've had a rough day, it's not going well, just that alone lets people around you, and they're more willing to help.
Yeah, no, exactly. You need to share.
Yeah.
Like, you're not alone in this.
Yeah.
Okay? Well, my next, I have a list of. Okay, so the first one, it's how to, and Nick will be better than me to explain that, but how can you incorporate your family in the cooking process? Because I think that's essential. I try to do that too, just so they actually help you cooking and learning and all that stuff. And I find like young kids usually take pride.
They love it. They love to discover. The one thing you need to kind of make sure is don't worry about your kitchen if it gets dirty. It will get dirty. Get that out of your mind. You can figure it out later. But let them play. Let them discover instead of restricting. It's a part of learning many things, to measuring things, help them in math, really, but also in food. Let them experiment so that they grow confidence when they create stuff. And like you said, they're going to be so proud if there's a dish on the table that they made and that people eat and they find it's good. So that's giving them confidence for later on to make their own meal, which, hint for you, that means that maybe someday they'll actually cook for you.
Yeah, so eventually you'll save time.
Exactly. So that's my aim.
And I found when they're doing the meals, it doesn't matter what it is, they're going to eat it and it's going to be fine. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like the same healthy recipes when it comes from me, maybe, whatever. Like, I remember I did salmon once. Like, and just because I asked Katie to put like the maple syrup on it and the mustard, and she ate the salmon like, oh, it was good. The week after I did the same exact recipe, she didn't like salmon anymore. You know, so I think it does help to make them involved. And even like make them do their lunchbox. I find that helps too, and teach them how you should be combining like a protein, a healthy carbs, and a fruit. Because if you don't teach them that, next thing you know, it's full of granola bars. Nothing really, but it makes, I don't know, when they do it, I found it
empowers them, and then because they made it, they're more tempted to eat it. So it's kind of a win-win. You teach them how to eat, and it's also better for them. And as they grow up, they can remember what to do. As well.
Present your food in an attractive way. Okay? And I think that's really important for kids, because if you just kind of throw vegetables like in like not fun way, it's kind of boring. Like I remember my mom was doing sometimes she would play at a restaurant. But let's say that I didn't really like meat that much growing up. So she would play at the restaurant. She would give me like a sheet with just technically one menu in it. But I had like to pick something. Like I would play a little and no, I would eat it. Same thing. I would eat it just because it was fun.
Yeah.
Like she gave me a menu and or she would put like a smiley face on my pizza.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Or just
stuff like that. Stuff, or you can make like eggs, you know, shaped upside down. You can look like a mouse, and
she made it in square. Like she would buy something like a mold for eggs. She would make my egg square. I can remember.
But as a kid, you'd be proud.
Oh my god, look at my eggs! Yeah. My eggs are square. Like I remember that. It's just a little thing that make kids like.
It's super easy to make them laugh, or even fruits and piece of cheese, and you can create. I mean, you can just go on Pinterest.
Yeah, just go on Pinterest. Yeah,
it
Pinterest
doesn't have to be
that and little note. I remember like she would write down little note in my lunch cans, and just something.
Yeah, it's just something, and it's fun. Makes you feel good and makes them feel awesome. Which is even better, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hide healthy food in tasty dishes. I found like zucchini, by example, would be easy to kind of put like in a muffin. Or what else? I'm trying to think.
Squash or pumpkin into spaghetti.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right.
You can add much more vitamins in that, and you don't taste it.
So it's kind of. I'm trying to think. Other
small pieces of broccoli into spaghetti, per se.
Yeah,
it's gonna go right in there.
I remember giving that for a suggestion to my client. Like spaghetti is an awesome way because you can just kind of just blend all your you cook your vegetables, you blend them
in a sauce.
It's easy.
Yeah. Smoothies too.
Yeah.
Kids won't know what's in the smoothie.
Yeah, you can put spinach in the smoothies. That's kind of an easy one. Yeah. So just try to be creative, like
the chocolate pudding with
avocados.
Yeah.
Yeah. Avocados. See, stuff like that. Use herbs and spices to make dishes taste better. Yeah. And I think I'm the first one to forget about that. I'll just throw, because I don't really care. I'll just do like a plain piece of dry salmon, and I don't understand why people don't follow my diet. So I can't give you much tips about that, but maybe you're better than me.
Well, I find it doesn't have to be too complicated. It can be dried herb or fresh herb. If fresh is available, personally I prefer fresh because you only need a little bit and it's so fragrant. And some people don't know how to use it, but typically if it's fresh, you put it towards the end of the cooking, just the very last minute, or directly on the plate. Okay. If it's dried herb, then you tend to be able to put it into the cooking because it has lost a bit of its flavor compared to the fresh component one. So you might want to let it simmer and kind of let it gather some, and of course garlic would be the first one at the very beginning to get it fragrant, and then you put in there. But herbs, you can't really go wrong, except if it's spicy, then of course you might want to watch how much spice you put in, especially if there's kids around.
Okay. Switch to healthier cooking methods. So I think that's an easy way to just, it's a slow, it's slower process to get back to healthier habits, so you're not 100% changing their lifestyle or habits.
Yeah, you're still making the same food, just maybe you're doing it a different way, whether it be to, when you cook red meat, you don't keep the fat, you throw it out and you continue on with the rest of the dish, stuff like that. You don't necessarily notice the taste change. You can start toning down the salt level if you use a lot of salt, say for cooking, and you just start to wean off, but you don't completely take it away either, because then of course they'll notice if there's not enough salt. But that could be a way to kind of get started.
Yeah. So look into different methods. Oh, you dropped your pen. Oh, thank you. Oh, drop it again.
It's a cute pen.
It's a sparkly. It's a sparkle pen.
It's heavy. I can't hold it.
I can't hold it. Okay, so eat dinner together as a family.
Yes.
That's something I definitely wasn't doing when I grew up. It wasn't like that. So I think it's really important.
It is. It is, and it's a fun time, especially now. I find life is so busy, so fast. Even if it's a 15-20 minute sit down period, I think we all need to take that and take the time